Welcome to the Watchdog Report. My name is Ed Ciffone, Yorktown Watchdog, and President of the United Taxpayers of Yorktown. I'm going to introduce my guest tonight, Rosanne Brackett. How come I said that's the same thing last time?
I don't
Beckett.
know. Brackett.
Brackett. Say bracket. All right, the
Okay.
bracket. Okay. So tax bracket. That's what I'll remember
There you go.
all everything. Listen,
There you go.
I want to thank you for coming. And now, just tell us a little something about yourself before you tell me why you're running for office. Okay?
Okay. Well, thank you for having me, Ed.
You're welcome.
Yes, my name is Rosanne Brackett. I've been living in Yorktown about 7 years now, and I have 2 young daughters, 5.5 and 2.5. My husband and I moved to Yorktown to purchase our home, to raise our family, and basically, you know, this is the place we want to be in for the next 30 years.
Oh, great.
So, and hopefully more.
Yeah.
My husband works at a heavy construction firm. He's a professional engineer, and right now I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
I worked for Verizon for 15 years, and so I have a really vast amount of management experience. And I decided to take a few years off and have our children and be able to stay home with them.
So you have the time to be trustee or councilwoman in Yorktown? You found the time?
Yes, I found the time because I felt that I had to make the time to get involved with what was going on in the town. You know,
I remember the first time I seen you was with the pipeline.
yes.
And how do you feel about that? That's a good one to talk about first because
Yes.
you're involved in that. What's happening? Do you know
Yes.
anything that's happening in the pipeline?
We're
people-
still, yes, they're still waiting for approval. The pipeline, for anyone who's not familiar with the situation with the pipeline, there's 2 gas pipelines, natural gas pipelines that run through Yorktown, and one is 26 inches, the other one is 30 inches, and Algonquin is the maintainer of this pipeline. They want to come through and replace the 26-inch pipeline with a new 40-inch pipeline, which is exponentially bigger, so that they can get more natural gas through it
And make more money.
and make more money.
Okay.
They're of course, it's all about money, Ed.
Right. There's nothing really wrong with it. I know it's been in, 50 or 60 years.
It's been in for 50 or 60
but
years.
they never mentioned that at any of the meetings that it was for maintenance, so I guess it's a
They've
good
never
idea.
right. They've never mentioned that it's for maintenance.
Okay.
It is purely for expansion and to get more gas from Marcellus Shale area into New England, which they claim is for the New England customers. But there's been various articles written that they're going to be using it for export to make money to other countries.
Oh, wow.
So they will not outright admit that they want to export it, but all the signs are there.
And none of this gas goes to Yorktown for the residents, okay?
No, none of the gas is used. We don't have natural gas here in Yorktown. Most people don't. There are maybe a few people that might be close enough that have it, but none of it is for Yorktown or even New Yorkers. It's really for New England and possibly export.
So what's your opinion on it? I know you're opinionated on it, so tell us why.
my opinion
Because
is,
these are one of the things when you're in office
Yep.
you may have to deal with because
yes,
March 10th is the election,
yes,
and usually it takes a couple of days to get certified. So by mid-March,
right.
you'll be. And before we start about the pipeline, this is for 3 years you're running for?
Yes, it's for the 3-year term.
A 3-year term for Terrence Murphy, who left.
The unexpired, yes, the remainder of Terrence Murphy's seat.
Okay, so now at least we got that straight.
Yes.
Now tell us a little more about this pipeline, what they're expecting to do if they come in, where it's going to happen.
The first portion of it is going to be digging a new portion of the pipe, or a new pipeline across the Hudson River. So that's going to be the first piece of it. The first project is called AIM, and that's the Algonquin Incremental Markets, and that's going to be through the Hudson River into Peekskill, Verplank, Buchanan area. A new section of pipe running 450 feet from the BV Elementary School, and then connecting in Cortland with the existing pipe and ending at Stony Street, where they want to install a pigging station.
That's an inspection station, cleaning station, whatever that is?
Yes, each end of the pipe has to have a pigging station. where they push through what they call it's a smart pig, and it's basically a big brush that goes through the pipe 2 to 3 times a year and cleans out any debris or leftover material that's in there.
That's a controversy, right? Because that stuff may be contaminated. And
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So at least we got an idea what's happening now. That's good. Go ahead.
Yes. And this picking station is actually, blocks from people's homes. It's in a residential area where they want to put it.
That's going to be on Granite Knolls?
It's in Granite Knolls. Yep. And it's right
on town property.
It's going to be on town property. Yes. On Granite, right inside Granite Knolls Park.
Wow. Wow. That's like putting dangerous stuff into an area. Now that's ball fields up there. They just fixed one of the ball fields. That'd be kids. Plus you have homeowners right around
right there.
Right in the same area.
Yes.
So they wanted to, because I attended most of those meetings. They wanted to clear 26 acres, I think it was, to put all the equipment on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They never said they were going to build ball fields.
No.
Never. Okay.
No.
That was Michael Grace mentioned that.
Right.
And that was bogus stuff. Okay.
Right. Well, the controversy regarding Granite Knolls itself is there were agreements made without alerting the town board or the residents or having a public hearing that we, Yorktown, would give Spectra 25 acres of land in Granite Knolls for a 3 to 5 year period to use as a construction ware yard where they can store their trucks, where when they dig all of this pipe out of the ground, they can put it there before it gets transported, where they can store new pipe. And then after the construction period is over, then they were going to give it back to Yorktown. And their agreement was to level some of the areas that used to maybe have been ball fields 30 years ago, and that are now, out of shape, overrun with trees and shrubs. And they offered to level some of those areas and put some gravel down.
Okay.
That was the agreement, and there was never an agreement in writing that was given to anyone when requesting that information. That information wasn't
given.
And
what is this alienation? Because I remember
that is the parkland alienation.
Right. They had to go to New York State to get permission.
Right.
That never happened, right?
Well, they tried. They wrote a resolution.
Okay.
The resolution was I believe it was a 3-1 vote with Vishnu Patel holding out. So it passed, and it was sent up to New York State, and the paperwork was done improperly. So it was sent back, and in the time that it was sent back, some people caught wind of what was happening and started talking about it, and that's when Councilman Bianco and Councilman Patel got together and said, wait a second, we need to read through this really, really more carefully and see what's going on here. And when that happened, a lot of moms got together, they heard about it, and I think about 50 or 60 of us showed up at Town Hall for a work session, so we weren't allowed to speak.
So you think this might be the beginning of your time of getting interested because it was a pipeline?
Oh, yes.
Because that's okay.
Because I heard that some funny business was going on, and a lot of moms, on our day-to-day routine, we have so many things on our plate, and sometimes we're not paying attention.
Right.
And I think when somebody brings up an issue, and all of a sudden a lot of people get involved in it, we can make a difference,
Yeah.
So we showed up to that meeting, and the new resolution was voted down 2-2. So thankfully at that time, at this time, we're not going forward with that plan. But here's the kicker: Spectra has not allowed us to know where their new ware yard is going to be. They said it's going to be on private property, and we don't have to give you that information. So we said, well, you're not having it here at the moment, so where is it going to be? They said, well, we don't have to tell you that.
Oh, this is where the federal government comes in, and they can take eminent domain and take
They
land?
can't take our parkland. Taking parkland is really difficult to do.
Right, but they can take something else if they want.
But depending on what happens in March, and who's sitting on the board, could this come up again? Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
This could come up again, and they could revote to alienate this parkland and send it up to Albany.
Oh, again, okay.
And if they approve it, then we could again be faced with having this situation.
Okay. Is there any, when you become a trustee, is there any other issues that you're really thinking about
Yes.
Okay, so tell us one or two of those.
One of my issues that I've really been concerned with is, and it stems from this issue, is the communication. That there's things that are being done almost in a vacuum. No one knew about this situation and what it would entail. So when things are done in the vacuum, people don't have any input. People begin to question what's going on and the legalities of it, and what people's motivations are. So I think we need more open communication. Just let us know what's happening. Let us be able to have a voice in what's going to happen in our
Well,
town.
Michael Gray's supervisor treated you pretty bad when you were talking at courtesy of the floor. Then he told you to sit down. Remember?
Yes.
And that was pretty embarrassing. He
Yes.
called me disrespectful.
Right.
But listen, you want respect, but you want to know the information, what's going on, and
Right.
why.
Right.
You've got to answer it. You have to have constructive criticism.
Right.
And answer to people. You just don't say go away.
Right.
Okay. So you're going to be working with Michael Grace at least for a year,
Yes.
because during the election in November, he's up, and it all depends on Sue Siegel,
Right.
because she's up. Oh,
Yes.
wait a second. Oh, yeah. So now, if she runs for supervisor, that means there's 2 seats up. And then, wait, but now, let me get all this stuff straight. now, this 1 year thing is Bob Giordano. We just
Yes.
had him here, right?
Yes.
So he's running for 1 year. So
Right.
So he has to.
He
if
has to
there's a
rerun.
Rerun again
Yes.
too. Okay. But you're in the best spot there is when you win.
Yeah. If I win, yes.
Okay.
When I win.
And then right. So you have 3 years before you have to do any campaigning or anything like
Right.
that. Oh, so that's a positive thing for you.
I think so.
Oh,
Yes.
that's good, because it's usually very costly to run and a lot of
Yes.
your time.
Yes.
All right. So what have you done now to start off your campaign? Have you done any events, or thinking of doing some events? Or?
Yeah. Well, we have a fundraiser coming up on Saturday at Arcadia Farms, so I'm really excited about that.
Okay. Great.
I've had a couple of people reach out to me personally and offer a lot of assistance. It's been really nice. It's been really,
great.
really good feeling like I'm supported. A lot of moms have been reaching out, which is really nice. We're also, Bob and I are having a joint fundraiser on February 4th at Kirby's. So that's going to be a really good time for anybody, public place to come and meet with us and talk to us and hopefully give us some support. And and I'm really just starting my campaign off. I'm trying to get my materials together, my platform together in a concise, manner to get it out, hopefully in the next few days, so I can really just start going and talking to people.
I want to tell the people out there, you're a member of the United Taxpayers.
I am a member of the
And it was
UTY, and I
great
am
to
the secretary of the
and
UTY. Yes.
UTY, so it's
Newly.
really great. And Bob also is a member of UTY, and we're part of his organization. So I'm hoping that, we have a bipartisan organization.
Right,
And we'll see
yeah.
what happens. But we have to have a unanimous if we endorse somebody. And I never like to endorse anybody because we have all sorts of different parties and people.
Of course.
But that's great. And I'm going to make you smile. That cake was really good.
It was.
It was your birthday. I thought it was a nice surprise.
I've never had a man bake me a cake
Okay, that was
ever,
good.
not even my husband.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it really was special to me.
Yeah, it was special to us too, because people get involved with us. We make a lot of waves, and we're up there trying to get out information. So we want to support you. And the main thing we were up there is about courtesy to the floor.
Yes.
You talk about communications. Now, when Michael Gray started, it was unlimited. Then he limited it to twice. Now he limited it to once for 3 minutes.
Right.
And I don't hear anything about it. Were you
that
at the
kind
last
of
meeting?
makes you realize what kind of input he's looking for. Maybe it was this much before. Now, okay, well, you're giving me too much input, so I'm going to try and limit you. And then maybe, okay, that's even too much. I don't want to hear that much. So now you have this amount of time.
Well, it's a whole board up there.
Right. There's 5. There should be 5 people.
5 people, and they should be able to override them about courtesy.
Well, everyone has their own. Each person has their own vote, and no one's vote is more important than the other.
Right. All I have to do is bring up as a resolution.
Right.
Or saying this is what we want to do. but I don't hear that anymore. So
Right. I don't know how Susan's going to proceed with that. I know she brought up suggestions, and I don't believe they were taken into consideration. But I wasn't at that work session. But that's from what I understand.
well, here's another big one now. I know when I was there at the Democratic Party, we were allowed to go to the Democratic Party and listen. And about the fund balance, the rainy day fund, okay? Now you said you were for it, almost. So you want like a limitation on it, make sure you have enough money, okay?
Right,
And that's fair.
Right.
But you're going to see how much money they have, because they have auditors now.
Right.
They have almost $5 million in December.
Right.
They probably have more than that now.
Well, that was December of 2013. It was the last time they gave us any information,
any
right?
information, because you can't, you ask them for it. So listen, are you going to be open to work with whoever's there on issues?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's always good to be independent, but a lot of those resolutions can work together
Oh, yeah,
for the
absolutely.
people, okay?
Absolutely.
And I think that's what's lost, that you're elected by the people, and you're supposed to be for the people, not
Right.
for special interests or
Right.
yourself.
Right.
So how long you been now going to the board meetings?
About 9 months now.
9 months. Oh, well, then you see what's happening, so you understand that's why you're running. It's really great. Well, I really hope that that your experience and being a mom and going to the board meetings and have your goals set up, and that's what I think the taxpayer wants to see.
Right.
You know, and at the last minute, we always have you tell the people why you're running and stuff like that. So we know why you're running, I think, because you want to make a difference.
Exactly.
Exactly, and that's great.
It's a very simple.
Yeah, very simple to do that,
Right.
and doing the work with the people and make sure everybody's treated fair.
Right.
Well, that's great. So that's I know
you.
I've run a couple of times for the school board, 12 times, you know. And maybe I have a chance. I'm the third team. My wife said, no way, because some of the people now have their kids getting out of school.
Yeah.
And that's usually why they stay there, for their kids to their term. But we'll see what happens. So with the new properties coming in like Costco, and with them getting taxes, so are you for Costco to come in with the? That's another thing. It's almost there. Huh?
Yes, the rezoning was approved, so it seems like it's on its way. They have more steps to go through. Here's my take on Costco. Before I got involved in anything with the town, and before I even moved into Yorktown, I lived in Cortland for 5 years. So I would drive 202 and I would see this dilapidated old structure that looked terrible to me. I'm like, and I would always wonder to myself, what is that? Why is nothing ever being done with it? It's an eyesore, and it's not any productive. It's a loss to the community.
Yeah.
So, I said, I always had in the back of my mind, something should go there. Everyone has their own ideas of what they want, what stores they want, what kind of development they want. I think we can't really always control who wants to come in and develop in our neighborhoods, but Costco is a company that's going to come in. They've been working with the community to make sure that they answer everyone's concerns, and I think it's going to be another place to shop. I think it'll draw people to Yorktown to shop there and maybe do other things while they're here. So I'm in favor of it. I think we need to put something there. Otherwise, it's just a waste of real estate.
Agreed. Yeah, is the traffic.
The traffic,
and,
yes.
and the problem how to get in and out.
Yes.
So I think everybody should stay off the road from maybe 1:30 to 6:30 at night and go shopping before real early.
Yeah.
Because you got the schools coming out,
Yes.
you get all the different roads coming in. So
Yes.
I'm hoping that they figure out a plan.
Yes.
At least turn away one of those roads, because you got going west, you got
Right.
going east, you're coming down from the Taconic. So that's
Right.
it. Well, listen,
I think because it's so close to the Taconic, it could, if there's, people that are coming on and off from the Taconic and going there, I think, that's going to be, that's a check in their favor.
Right.
But yeah, that'll
That was
remain
the
to be
first
seen.
question I asked. Why can't you make an exit to the Taconic?
Right.
It was against the law. But that would have been helped out if they made
Right.
some way of getting out instead of 202.
Right.
So now, I forget what they're calling now, but right next to Costco is a Old Compound Road.
Right.
The last meeting, they want to put houses in there
terraces,
and change that. I only see one road
Right.
coming out there. Now, if that's added to it, I don't know what's going to
That
happen.
is the biggest concern that I have. The project sounds wonderful. It's in the very beginning stages.
Yeah, right. This one's it's
It just started. It's probably going to go on for the next year and a half. But that is my biggest, concern is the
right
traffic in that area and how that would be managed.
Right, that's the next one. Well, when you get on the board, that'll be one of your things.
It would be one of my things.
It won't be.
Yes.
But it's funny. It sounds like, and I watch the people there, that those people who live there
They
are
want
going to, yeah, because going to sell their homes
Yeah.
to give it to this builder.
Well, they're not selling their homes. They're selling portions of their property.
Well, that's what I'd like to find out. What portion, if the whole thing, what they're getting for it. Because I think it was 26 acres in there.
Yes, they sold portions of property that was like a common area.
Right.
That they were able to portion off and sell. Yeah.
So, everything, you got to look at money.
Of course, everything is money.
Everything's money. So
Everything's
that's good.
money.
But listen, that's another one. I think Granite Knolls, I think the building is down. I'm not sure. Remember Granite Knolls, that old building
Yes.
was up? These are the things I complained about.
Yeah, they kept talking about it. I'm not sure if it's actually been taken down yet. I haven't driven past there.
Right, I have to go and see.
Yeah.
But they got somebody to take it down, I hope,
Yes.
and that's one of them.
As long as it doesn't turn into another Holland Sporting Club issue,
Oh, right, yeah, right, in Holland Sports Club. So I'm hearing that's almost taken care of.
Yes,
But that,
they have to do some more testing.
yeah, more testing and stuff. So again, something to save money is now cost money.
Because if you don't do it right the first time,
Right.
it's like your mother taught you, your grandmother taught, just do it right the first time.
Right.
You
But they
know?
want to spend the money and have the right guys come in and do it.
Right.
So again, they had the highway superintendent, Eric Di Bartolo, do the first one.
Right.
Now they have a highway superintendent, Dave Paganelli, doing it. Let's see what happens. But those are a lot of things that are just waiting there to be done. And the other one was Shallow Creek. Now, Shallow Creek was a golf course,
right.
okay? Now, they're supposed to have a vendor taking it over.
Right.
So they just signed agreements with that. So
Right.
that's another one. The dog park was done this
Yeah.
year, so I think people were happy with that. Wasn't supposed to
Yes.
cost the taxpayer anything. But we'll see, it cost us $20,000. So there are so many, you
There's
have
a
a
lot
hard
of
job
issues.
up there. There are so many issues that come up, and you don't even know when they're going to come up.
Yeah.
But I like Vishnu Patel with his piece of paper saying,
Yes.
if you don't tell me in 24 hours, and I think according to you want 48.
I would love 48 hours
right.
because, what if you get an email and you have, that's very important and you want to have some time to read it and you're at, an event or at a meeting for something else.
Yeah.
You still need time.
And at the meeting the other night, just the attorney hands him papers saying, well, the thing that's underlined in red, that was it for me.
Right.
And that was it for Vishnu and stuff like that. But
Right. And listen, I'm not obsessed with the paper. It's the issue, right? But so if you have a resolution that's completely written up and someone changes 3 words, would I say, well, now I need another 48 hours to look at this because you changed 3 words? No. And that's not the kind of thing, I'm talking about. It's everything in moderation,
Right.
If you're
Gotta be-
given
you gotta be
an
consistent.
11-page document at 7:30 that you've never seen before, that's completely inappropriate.
And the supervisor says, well, I'm going to read it, you listen to me, and then you
Right.
give me a break.
It's not appropriate.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. But these are some of the things you have to stop.
Yes.
And if you have enough votes together,
Right.
Everybody does the right thing.
Right.
And that's why even at this last meeting, he cut Susan Siegel off, and she says, I have the right to speak and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
But anyway, so anything else that you, part of our organization is taxes.
Absolutely.
So I know you mentioned my name
Yes.
about the school and taxes. How do you feel about that now? Now, you mentioned a full-day kindergarten. I
Yes.
know now. Look, you may be the liaisons. They have a liaison
Right.
between the board and the school in Yorktown.
I would love to do that.
Oh, you would love to? Okay, because that's important. And they started now with the budget again. And at full-day kindergarten, they had 1.5 million. Let's see if they have anything to keep it going.
Yes, well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes.
So you work along with the school people, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just joined the PTA. My daughter
you
just
joined
started and
okay.
just started kindergarten, full-day kindergarten this year, and so I did join the PTA. I do because I've been so involved with the town. I do limited, volunteer in the school, and so I just I'm getting my feet wet with that, and I think it's a nice balance being able to have someone who can be in a school, see what's going on, have children that are going to the school system, and also be on the board. I mean,
well, sometimes it
nice
affects
to
the
have
school
both.
system.
Oh yeah.
Like we were just talking about that thing next to Costco.
Right.
If they put 80 homes in there
Yes, it will.
with
It
80
will.
kids, makes a big effect.
Oh,
Okay.
it can. It
It can,
depends
yeah,
on
right, on right, and who
on
gets
how many
it.
kids move in there, and which is it's such a hard calculation to make.
And it's about $25,000 a year for each kid.
Right.
That's what it costs.
Right, but the developments themselves would also be raising. The people who live there, who purchase the home, would be paying school taxes and town taxes. So I
Right.
believe the offset was that the school board, the school would actually be getting more than what would cover for the extra expenses
Well,
for the
I hope
children.
so. If you put 3 kids in one of those buildings, that's $75,000. I don't think they're paying that much in taxes. But listen, as
it
long
all
as you can
even
work, as long as you can work together, well, that's
Right.
great.
And those are things that really need to be looked at because, this was just an initial presentation. So it's
Right.
really, that's where, you'd be asking more detailed questions, and as the project progresses, get more and more detailed, because you have to factor all of those things in.
Okay, because you have a lot of groups that you have to listen to sometimes. Now, we talk about the sports clubs,
Right.
okay? This is what always bugged me. Al French and the soccer club gave the town $50,000 to fix a field or do whatever they want.
Right.
The town never took the money.
Right.
In the budget, $78,000 for the sports clubs. So we went there every year for years saying, well, if they don't need it, why give them so much?
Right.
Okay? So this only proves that.
Right.
Okay, so listen, time is going fast. We know why you want to run. We got all that stuff. We know your background. Now you got 1 minute to look at that camera.
Okay.
If you faint, I have water here
thank you.
just in case. But
Thank
listen,
you.
this is part of running for a candidacy. You got to tell the people why to run. Okay?
Okay.
Looking right there and go for it.
Again, my name is Rosanne Brackett. I am running for the unexpired 3-year seat left by Terrence Murphy. I am running because I feel like I can bring a new perspective to the town board, one of a family, since almost 40% of Yorktown households have a child under the age of 18. It would be wonderful to have all of those households represented. I also feel that I have a lot to offer in the way of, I'm in the community, I'm in the stores, in the schools every day, and I really do hear what people are saying. I think I can help bring a little bit of compromise and respectfulness back to the board. I am demanding. I like my information. I like it to be given in a prompt manner and in an appropriate way. So I will be asking for that.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming. And the people out there, don't forget to vote for
Rosanne.
Rosanne
Tax bracket.
Brackett when it comes up. Remember, it's March 10th. You got to get out there to vote. Listen, thank you for watching. This is the Watchdog Report. We're out there for you. We're putting people that are knowledgeable on the board and hoping for the people. Good night. Thank you.